Hear ye, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If Boruto Had the System, Part 3. Now, of course, I was thinking of making something else, but, no, because I actually have the perfect sort of thing to do on this What If, for the Momoshi arc, the Momoshiki's arc, the Utsutsuki arrival, and, well, I want to get through this part 3 to it, okay? Let me do a recap on what happened last time. So, Boruto, he is, well, level... Boruto is level 46 and has, well, yeah, he's level 46. And his stats are, well, his strength is 60, his intelligence is 90, his stamina is 60, his agility is 70, his durability is 70, and his chakra is at 12,000. Of course, he is the Shadow Marnak. He's a samurai and an explosion user. That's his 3 titles. And I did mention I was going to add more, maybe later, when he level up, okay? Now, with that happening, he only has 40 points left after, well, spending some of it. He has went into dungeons and also what's it called? Murder. You know when Sasuke went against what's called that one Uchiha who sort of was a experiments from what's called Orochimaru and all that. Yeah, Boruto murdered him and also all his clones without any hesitate. So yeah, that's why I kind of left it off. And well, I left it off where Boruto is now going into the whole field trip of the yeah, the field trip for the academy. So yeah, now I go into, well, but before we go into the academy field trip, Boruto decides to take on a, well, just another C-rank dungeon. Now with that happening, Boruto's actually kind of leveled up to level 46. So he got to 47, and the rewards that he got from the dungeon and all that was a skill called Illusion Body. Now, this Illusion Body actually, well, lets him do, well, fake, like, if he gets stabbed by anything, his body would still be there. It would just be fake. It sort of looks like a genjutsu. So, yeah. Now, this skill is going to be very, very important later. Okay? And Boruto thought this skill is very important and good enough. Like, he was kind of amazed that he got a skill like this. So, with that happening, Boruto kind of just goes on the field trip. Now, of course, the field trip is, well, it still goes everything in the original canon. It's just when people are selecting the whole, how should I say, who is going to become the class leader or something, a classroom leader or something, everyone just looks at Boruto. Boruto gives no flying fucks about anything and just doesn't care about anyone. So, Satoru decides to put the whole leader thing on Boruto still. And Boruto just didn't say anything. He didn't care. He just didn't give a fuck about it. Of course, the same thing happens for, like, they are going on the yacht. So, yeah. Of course, everyone is just amazed, having fun on the boat, blah, blah, blah. Boruto just looking at the sea, thinking, what other dungeons should I do? If I have enough time, maybe I can, like, do more dungeons, level up more. I can become stronger. I'm trying to get to level 50 at least. So yeah, Boruto, of course, this is going to take 2 days to get to the, what's called, field trip and all that. Boruto has just been training. He just, like, doing push-ups, his daily requests. The girls are actually seeing this, and they are all blushing like hell. Because they are seeing Boruto fucking just be ripped as hell. Like, Boruto only has a tank top, and people are just like, damn, he fucking ripped as hell. And, of course, Satoru goes up to him saying, why are you doing push-ups? This is a field trip, not a workout train session, whatever. Boruto says, this is a field trip for you all. I'm just training because I'm just making sure my body is still intact. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to at least wait, uh, well, become stronger. Okay, you have nothing to probably fight for, but I'm trying to become stronger so I can actually protect my family. And of course, Shadowrun is just like, really? Okay, whatever. Boruto, he got some daily requests, mission, not daily requests, what's it called? Rewards. And one of the rewards on the second day was A rank key, an A rank key dungeon. And Boruto was like, oh, fuck yeah. And I ever have enough time for that shit, I'm going on this whole mission. So yeah. But he has a lot of, like, what's it called? C rank, D rank, even B rank dungeons that he can't get to because the academy is annoying and going back home is annoying and also dealing with other bullshit is annoying. So yeah, when he gets to ever get on this A rank key, he's going on it. And yeah. Now, Boruto. He's just training, of course. Females are just blushing and also just having like their nose bleed. The guys think it would be like the reverse. Like the boys would definitely just like blood out nose and all that because they're pervs. Nah, the boys are just seeing this and they seeing the girls just go. They all fainting. The guys are like, shouldn't this be the reverse? What the fuck? They don't know what the hell's happening. Boruto just doesn't care that much about the girls or anything. He ain't no simp. Damn. Nah, but he ain't no simp. But the only one he kinda likes at the girls and all that is class rep because he likes purple. Boruto's sort of like purple and sometimes blue. So yeah, that's his colors. And also black. Because fully his hair just went black, so why not? So yeah, what's it called? Of course, the whole thing of like going to the mist, people are confused, the mist, blah blah blah. They're inside, Barto's outside, look around. Of course, Mitsuki is talking to him about like things and all that, and Barto just says, "What are you looking at, Mitsuki?" Mitsuki says, class leader." Barto says, "Oh, for fuck's sakes, we're finally here. I can wake them all up and troll them, or I can just give no fucks about them and just let them fucking sleep." So, Boruto lets him go to sleep. Of course, the next day happens, and this is where they meet their, well, how should I say, their guide. What is his name? Let me look it up. So his name is Katachi. Karaka. Basically, it's Yagare's, like, descendant grandson or something like that. So yeah, with that happening, Boruto just meets him, and of course Boruto really doesn't care. He just says hello. Of course, Kagare kind of just looks at Boruto and says hello. You must be Boruto Uzu. Boruto says what's it called? Boruto says Boruto Hyuga. Nice to meet you. Kagare kind of just says, I thought it was Uzumaki. No, Hyuga. I live with the Hyuga. Do I look like I live with any Uzumaki? No. Of course, Kagare say, okay. This is where Kagare and Boruto and like the others are just talking to him, blah blah blah. Boruto's sort of not really talking to him, but yeah. Boruto's just looking around, seeing that yeah, there's a whole bunch of places, trading mission, yeah, and all that. Of course, this is where the system pops in, and this is says the village hidden in the mist, and does talk about like the whole story about like the village hidden in the mist. There was war. Yagare, I think Yagare's last name is Kare? I don't know what to call him. What Yagare's last name was. So yeah, Yagare was the blood purge. Blah blah blah. All this happens, and Boruto just reads to it, and then clicks confirm. Already knows what everything is, and of course Boruto just ignores everyone else. Of course, he does like buy a purple necklace, like it was a amethyst purple necklace, and the person was just selling it and just like selling it for like 25,000 Rio, and Boruto's fucking rich. He went to multiple dungeons and actually got a lot of money. So he does buy it. I don't know how much Rio is in for the US. I would just say it was like $25, okay? I'm not doing all that stupid math, okay? My brain already hurts from doing math, and I'm not gonna be doing math. Fuck off. So yeah. Boruto bought that amethyst necklace and also another necklace that was made out of, how should I say? So yeah, Boruto buys an amethyst necklace and also a blue aqua obsidian necklace. It had blue and black together. Just sort of a mix and all that. Just had like a little bit of blue but also fully black and all that. Boruto bought that for himself, and the amethyst necklace was just to give it to class rep. Since Boruto is just being nice to class rep because, yeah, he can sort of see class rep in him a little bit because of how he's still in the depressed mood and not really giving a crap that much about people. But yeah. So he also did buy a necklace for his little sister, like Himawari and all that. And that color is, well, a pink and blue necklace for Himawari. Since Boruto did tell Himawari that he will bring stuff for her and all that. Now, of course, he sees class rep, and he is like right behind class rep, and all of them are talking and all that. And no one noticed Boruto, like he was right behind class rep, and Boruto says, "Hello there, class rep." Like he kind of hugs her and all that, like put his hands over her, and she kind of flushes a lot. And Boruto says, "Well, here you go." He kind of puts her the purple amethyst necklace, and Sundari was like, Boruto, why did you give me this?" Boruto says, "Why not? It's a gift. Since when you did get hurt in the hospital and other things, I'm just giving you this because why not?" He does smile, and of course, Sundari does like blush more. Of course, this is where Sadara sort of gets jealous because I think in the anime, Sadara and Sundari both like Boruto. It's just Sadara was, how should I say, a sort of not trying to show her emotions, but Sadara did try to. Like I think she confessed in the anime. I think so. I can't remember. I think I watched a bunch of anime clips and it went through. I was watching One Piece anime clip, and then it kind of went to Boruto clip. So yeah. Of course, in this one, Boruto likes Sundari a lot because of her purple hair. He still likes purple, it's just like he wears fully black. And wish that his eyes were black also. Why not? So yeah. Now, Boruto is just saying, well, goodbye, Sundari. I gotta look for the others to see if they didn't walk around. And Sadara says, so aren't you gonna go to Iwabi? He just went into the, what's it called? Alleyway. Oh, for fuck's sakes. I'll take Denki with me. Denki, let's go. Denki says, no, wait. Of course, Boruto brings Denki to Iwabi because, yes, Denki and Iwabi are good friends. Of course, when they get there, they kind of see Iwabi kind of walking away. And Iwabi does talk about, like, the whole blood mist and all that. Of course, they meet the, how should I say? Of course, Boruto is just like, okay, well, I must just walk backwards. Of course, Boruto noticed that the person behind him just kind of walked towards him, and when Boruto walked backwards, noticing the guy, he easily just walks aside, and the guy thought that he could bump the kid, but he couldn't. So Hakashi gives something like that. I don't know what the hell his name was. The guy with like sharp teeth, dark skin, and also like brown eyes. Yeah, I kind of tried to bump into Boruto. Boruto, he felt like this evil intention from what's called the guy, because there's other I should have mentioned, he has other skills. So I should have mentioned this to about Boruto's skills, but he does have the explosion touch and also shadow clones, and also mentioned the pure eye. The pure eye kind of went to a skill that Boruto cannot use for some reason, and it gets annoying to him. So of course he doesn't really care about that. But his other skills are usually like water styles, like low ranking. And he actually found a pretty high ranking one. It was a B rank, and it was water dragon. But I will mention that later. Is it B rank? Isn't water dragon a B rank one? Yeah, it is. Now, of course, that Boruto knows others. Like he kind of leveled up, and he got like different skills. Like one skill was called Felt of Emotions or Lie Detector. Felt of emotions are like feeling people's evil intentions, happy intentions, blah blah blah. Yeah, Boruto can feel that. So of course Boruto is just like, okay, he felt the evil intention. He actually decides to kick the guy in the stomach because the guy was talking mad shit, saying, "You leaf ninja shouldn't be here." And Boruto just kicked the shit out of him in the stomach, knocking him into the wall. This is where basically Kisame's son comes and starts just like making and telling Boruto that you have the nice fighting spirit. Ooh. And Boruto is just getting weirded out. Like his feeling intention, the emotion intention, just seeks out fucking weird ass man. System goes and says, a shark person just decides to be weird to you. What would you like to do? A. Beat the fuck out of him. B. Kill him. C. Do absolutely nothing to see if he actually dares to attack first. So yeah, of course, the guy was like, he sort of like went like really fast and no one can actually saw him except for Boruto. He actually kept up with the speed. The guy was right in front of him, and Boruto like decided to punch him in the face. Of course, he went into the wall, and the other guy was just knocked the fuck out. Of course, this guy says that was actually a good punch. Well, I'm not here for a fight, so he takes his friend and leaves. This is where our Bobby and Tanky are surprised that Boruto can actually keep up with the guy's speed. Now, Boruto says, that guy was too slow. Goddamn. If any longer that he took, I would have just punched him hard and knocked him out. But no, he took a little too fast, slow, whatever. So this is where the class does meet what's called May and what is his name? They meet Chojuro, and of course they start talking about like the myths and all that, blah blah blah. Of course, they talk about the myths, and of course, Chojuro decides to bring Boruto versus. He asks Boruto, "Wait, okay, so you want me to call you Boruto Hyuga?" Yes. Chojuro said, "Fine." So of course, he brings he brings Boruto and Kagere to fight in Kenjutsu. Of course, Boruto is not gonna just slack in Kenjutsu because Boruto is super good at using Kenjutsu. Like, he teach himself how to use his katana that his grandfather bought him in his, like, well, Tanto. He's also really good at using what's called daggers. So, he switches title from Shadow Monarch towards Samurai because, yes, that's one of his, like, sort of title classes that he picked. And he just kind of rushes, well, not rushes at Kagere. Not Yagare, Kagere. And of course, Kagere is like kind of just run towards Boruto. Boruto blocks easily using only one hand on the sword. And of course, Kagere starts swinging with both hands on the sword. Boruto blocks with just one hand on the sword. And of course, this is where Kagere tries to slice at him from the top. Boruto grabs that sword from his bare hand and grabs the other one and hits. Well, was about to hit Hyagare clear in the head. And Boruto says, "You are good at not taijutsu, Kenjutsu, but when it comes to me, I have trained, and I will become the strongest, even if it means also being the strongest in Kenjutsu." Yeah, Boruto was just that skilled. Of course, Kagere was surprised with Boruto's skills, and also Chojo. Everyone's surprised with Boruto's skills. Like, Boruto barely shows any skills in the academy. Anything that it doesn't belong to, like, helping him or anything. So yeah, Boruto doesn't flex at all. The only thing he flexes at is a not him not giving a goddamn shit about the academy. So yeah, that's the only thing he flex at. For real, he just like doesn't care. So yeah. So of course they kind of go to the memorial story. What's it called? Memorial statue to just like bless or whatever, blah blah blah. Of course, this is where Kagure does talk about like the bloody purge or whatever from Yagare's terror and all that. And of course, this is where they meet the blonde hair guy with like sort of an afro, whatever the fuck the guy with the necklace and the guy that like just talking a lot of shit. Of course, this guy's name is Sarushi, and Sarushi realized that Baruto is the son of the Hokage. Even his hair is black, but his eyes are sort of dull blue. Tries to attack Baruto. Of course, this is where Baruto blocks his like kunai by just using his own hand. Like the kunai pierces his hand. Baruto grabs the guy's arm and started twisting the guy's arm, saying, "Do you really want to attack me? You realize I can easily kill you with your own kunai. Your kunai are nothing to me but not hurting me at all." Of course, Baruto did took some damage and all that, but his durability did kind of allow him to break the kunai, just like the how should I say, the pointy thing. But when it comes to a fully impact, he couldn't really block the whole thing. But yeah, Baruto can easily just pierce the guy back into his own eye with his own kunai that he stabbed through Baruto's hand. Now, of course, Baruto, he lets go of the guy and just takes out the kunai. The guy is freaking out. The guy freaks out and everyone else freaks out. Awawabi and Kaide were amazed with Baruto just not even flinching when he pulls out the kunai. Baruto was just like, "What are you guys looking at?" Awabi says, "We need to get you to the hospital." Baruto says, "This is just a flesh wound. It's okay. It's nothing to really admire at." Baruto says, "I'm fine." Of course, Awabi just grab what's called Baruto from the collar and says, "Nope, we're going." Baruto says, "We don't need to go. God dang. Don't worry, it will heal over time. Uzumaki's heals really fast." And of course, Awabi said, "I thought you didn't admire that or anything." Baruto says, "Even though I don't like the name, just because of my father, I still appreciate my grandmother." And of course, Awabi says, "Oh my days, whatever." Baruto just got some bandages out of like one of his like pouches and just started putting it on it and says, "Done. I'm not bleeding no more." Awabi says, "I can still see you bleeding. The bandages aren't helping you." Baruto says, "Fine, whatever." So yeah. So when it comes to what's called the next, well, not the next day, the night, everyone is wondering why Baruto has a bandage and it's sort of red and all that. Awabi saying, "Dude, you need to get to the doctor." Baruto says, "It's fine. I'm not bleeding." Of course, this is where Sundari comes and says, "Baruto, are you okay?" Baruto says, "Yeah, this is just a red cloth. It's just fine." And of course, he's sort of smiling, faking it. And of course, Sundari does notice real smiles to fake smiles. And she just grabs Baruto's arm, and of course, she takes off the red bandage cloth and all that Baruto was lying, and puts on another one. And sees that Baruto's wound is sort of closing from healing. Okay, so the reason why Baruto sort of heals a little bit much faster than anyone else, it is from the Uzumaki. But it's from another skill that Baruto has. He kind of got it from the fact that, he was kind of keep getting damaged and all that, and he needs some kind of skill to heal him or anything. Until in one time, one of the dungeons was him fighting against a ravaging, werewolf or something. And of course, Baruto, after killing the werewolf, got the skill of healing. Now, the healing is only level 2, so yeah. Not healing, regeneration. So yeah, Baruto only got that skill. He's like, shit. So yeah, of course, class rep does put more bandages on it and tells Boruto to not lie to her ever again. And Boruto says, I'm sorry, class rep. Class rep says, okay. Of course, this is where Boruto and Shikadai and everyone else are just start playing. And wondering where's Stanky. They now hear like this sort of blood thing on the what's it called window, and they go towards Stanky because the blind guy that Boruto kind of took the kunai for was the corporate and all that, and the guy kind of says barrier. It was just a bunch of mist, and Boruto, he can't see through it, but of course Boruto doesn't really care, and just starts running through, not really running through, he senses through almost everyone. He finds them, he kicks one in the face, punches the other one, knees one in the face. So yeah, after a while, the mist sort of fades and all that, and everyone took them out super easily. Of course, this is where Naruto sort of plays with Kagure and all that, with card games and all that. Of course, this is where, Boruto just tells Kagure about, well, not Kagure. Kagure tells Boruto about his, like, family past and all that, and Boruto just tells Kagure that it's just family, who cares? Pretty much, I get compared for my grandfather and father, but really, I can care less about them. I can care less about the village or anything. What I really care is about family, and only family. That's why I'd rather become stronger so I can protect them. People that are close to me, that's why. I also care about some people, not many, in the village, but yeah. Of course, this is the next day happens, and of course, Kagure was kind of in the training field and all that. Boruto was there also just walking in water, and of course, a sort of, how should I say, Shinin, basically Kasame's son comes and like, tries to capture them and all that, using water prison. Of course, Boruto's in the water prison, kind of confused on this. And of course, Boruto refuses to help the Kisame's son and all that. And of course, he fights against Kisame's son, easily almost stomping him. Now, of course, Boruto like dodges what's called Kagure's attack. And of course, Kagure doesn't actually kill him, instead just lets him live and all that. Boruto says, okay, this would be probably fun if I don't actually kill them. And let them actually go take these 7 swords, because I'm gonna beat their asses super easily. Boruto's in mind just like has this evil personality. Of course, he got to save Kagure from this whole ever bullshit mind and all that. It was weak and saved. But yeah, that happens. They leave, and Boruto is sort of hurt. He did kind of get scratched on his arm, like not scratch, sort of a cut. Now Boruto is kind of bleeding a little bit, and Boruto doesn't have any more bandages. He's like, shit. Son of a bitch, I don't really want to cut my jack or anything. So of course he's just walking away, sort of, and Satoru kind of comes across him, and Boruto has, well, his hand over his shoulder, kind of stopping the blood from actually flowing anymore. And Satoru just kind of just says, Boruto, what are you doing? Boruto says, nothing that much. I'm just, do you have any bandages? And Satoru just says, why? Boruto says, no reason. Have you seen class rep anywhere? And Satoru just says, no, but what are you hiding? Boruto says nothing. Of course, this is where Satoru kind of grabbed Boruto's like right arm and like pulled it away from his like left, and sees that Boruto's bleeding. Satoru says, what? You idiot. What happened? Boruto says nothing. He tries to put his right hand back on his arm, and Satoru just pushes away, and of course tells Boruto to take off like his shirt and all that. Well, not shirt, his jacket, because Boruto wears a jacket. So yes, jacket, and lift up his shirt. Of course, this is where Satoru is kind of just like putting a bandage over it and all that, or like the white bandages or whatever you like to call them. So yeah, Satoru says, what happened to you? Boruto says, there's a good chance that Kagure kind of went with the 7 swordsmen, that they want revolution to happen because they want to go back to the bloody mist and all that. Satoru just looks at him. just confused. Of course, both Boruto and Satoru are right now in like that whole closet thing or whatever it's called. Or, let me remember what it's called. So of course it was in that storage room, not closet. What am I talking about? Storage room. Now of course this is where the blonde guy that was talking a lot of shit was talking about like he wasn't dead towards the guy and all that. So blah blah blah. So of course what's it called? Boruto and Satoru managed to get to Chojuro and tell them that let's put this as a kids fight, whatever, instead of an actual real fight and all that. And of course the seven swordsmen did take out, well, got the seven swords and all that. So yeah, of course Boruto is like going towards the seven swordsmen. And of course Chojuro is accompanying along them. Of course this is where Boruto kind of summons out his like sword from his scroll. Because yes, he can't really pull it out from the inventory, but he has two daggers on his inventory. One was a silver dagger and the other one is a sort of greenish, blackish dagger that has poison on it. Yeah. But Boruto pulls out from the scroll his, what's called a katana. Now, I don't really know what to call a katana. I'm just gonna call it, fuck. You might have saw that in accent. I'm gonna call it, the shadow sword. The shadow sword. You want to screw it? I'm calling it that, okay? Because it sort of looks like the shadow sword, okay? Or Ichin Bankai. You want screw it. Ichin Bankai. So yeah, that's what the sword's called. Because it does look like Ichigo's Bankai a little bit. Well, from the hilt and all that. So yeah. Boruto, he pulls it out, and of course, both Chojuro and Satoru are like amazed with Boruto's katana. And of course, this is where Satoru says, "Where did you get that?" Boruto says, "No time to ask questions. I'll answer them later, after we get to Kagure and the others. And defeat them. Or bring back Kagure from the whole portion thing." So yeah, this is where they get there, and they have to, well... not get there too. They get there, and of course, one of them does like bring out the mist and all that. So yeah, that still happens. Of course, Boruto pulls out his katana and gets ready to fight against Kagure. Kagure says, "So you are a swordsman, Boruto Hyuga." And Boruto says, "I'm gonna have to beat the crap out of you, knock you out, and bring you back to your damn sense. But don't worry, I got this." Now, of course, Satoru and Chojuro are right now fighting the other people and all that. And, of course, Boruto kind of just starts swinging his sword, using only a one-hand sword and all that. Now, of course, his sheath is, like, right on his, like, belt and all that. Like, on his side and all that. Boruto's right now just blocking the, sword from, Kagure and all that. And this is where Boruto pulls out a Tanto and blocks, well, the sword again. And of course, it's the B rank Tanto. The purple, what's it called? I should say. The purple the purple bright sword. Purple bright sword. Whatever, I'm gonna call it like that. Boruto blocks it. And of course, yeah, Kagure is saying, "You are a swordsman. You definitely fight like a swordsman. You are someone that's very strong." The son of Kasami just like, "Ha ha ha, why didn't you join me? You could have become like maybe the 8th, 7th swordsman or like that." Boruto Hyuga. Well, not Boruto Hyuga, he called him Boruto Uzumaki, which Boruto kind of gets irritated from that. Boruto is just like, "You really are trying to piss me off." And Boruto, instead of using like at least 15% to fight against him, he uses about 50%. His pressure of, well, his like pressure right now kind of goes a little bit denser. And he uses Bloodlust, a lot of it. Now, of course, it kind of upgraded from Bloodlust to Death's Touch. Yeah, I'm just gonna give him that. Of course, this is where Kasami and Kagure are barely able to breathe. This is where Mitsuki managed to get there and shows that the, what's called, trees and whatever bullshit that Kasami's son has done and all that. Of course, Boruto says, "Interesting." And of course, what's called Chojuro and Satoru and other swordsmen kind of felt this pressure. And of course, it kind of died down a little bit when Mitsuki kind of get close and all. And this is where Kagure, Mitsuki, Kagure didn't really fight right now, but Mitsuki and Boruto fought against, Shinsui or whatever his name was. Shinsuri? Something like that. And of course, Boruto's right now just blocking his like sword attacks because he launches a blood mist. Boruto blocks his like sword attacks using both his katana and tanto, and slicing through the guy's wounds pretty easily because Boruto's speed and movements has actually increased because Boruto was never really showing that off that much skills. So yeah, Boruto just slices at how should I say uh the Hagagashi whatever son or whatever, and of course this is where Samahara didn't want to give up and to kind of grab over the kid or whatever. So yeah, Samahara does kind of take over his body and go into a feral state. This is where Boruto doesn't care and uses Tanto and Katana to slice at him multiple times. And of course, it does heal him, but Boruto says, God damn it, this guy's starting to piss me off. I'm not using a rise right now because I'm just using my skills. Of course, this is where Kagare does use the sword and kind of slaps him and all that. Of course, it doesn't really work. Boruto takes the other one and kind of fuses chakra in it. It's a darkish blue that Boruto kind of unleashes on the sword. And of course, it's two different colors. So one is like bright sort of blue and Boruto's is like dark blue. So yeah, they got there with the what's it called? So yeah, that happens still. The same thing happens in original canon, but of course Boruto managed to still slash against the other Hagashi, whatever his name was again. And of course, this is where Mitsuki, Sarada, and others kind of, Iwabi kind of grabbed Boruto on the others and told them that we gotta go. Boruto says, I can walk, Jesus Christ. And Iwabi says, yeah, whatever, I'm gonna just take you anyway. Boruto says, whatever. I should have also mentioned, in this time, Boruto actually did bring, a bunch of sweets from the Mist Village. So yeah. Boruto, he has them in a secret scroll with the also necklace that Boruto also bought for Hinwari. So yeah, Boruto on this one, he is smart as hell. So yeah. Of course, they have to be on boat and all that, and Boruto is wondering why Kagura didn't show up and all that, say bye and all that, but Boruto doesn't really care that much. So Boruto kind of just gets the sweets and all that when they get back home, and of course gives them towards Hinwari. Hinwari does be happy and all that, and kind of just happy that her brother kind of did that and all that. Because Hinwari has barely seen Boruto half the time. Boruto's been too busy in training, working hard, trying to train and become stronger for them. Since their mother has been sick for a while, so yeah. So it would have been the graduation arc next, but this is where I'm actually gonna do sort of a month. They still have enough time before the graduation arc and all that. But Boruto, he decides to take on a dungeon. And of course this is just a B rank dungeon and all that. And of course he still got a bunch of rewards and more summoning, not summoning creatures, more rising creatures and all that. But Boruto realized that he won't be strong enough to protect, not protect, but he won't be strong enough before the time he get into an A rank dungeon. The fact that school is annoying him, this and that, and a lot of things. So he thinks of something that he will sort of regret for a while, but he needs to. So, what he does is, he just thinks about this plan, and yeah. So it does take him a month before he actually decides to do the plan. But he is level, I did mention that he was level 47. But with the month, he kind of leveled up to 51. And with being 51 and getting skill points, how many skill points? So Boruto got 150 in the end of the month. Of course, the graduation arc would happen after that month. But Boruto has actually leveled up all his skills. So after doing some math, in that 1 month, of course, he was level 51. And of course, he had about 150, but then after doing some math and how much he will expend on the what's called skill points, on the skill points for the different stats that he has. Let me tell you about the stats that he has. So he has 80 strength, still just 90 intelligence, 80 stamina, 80 agility, and 80 endurance, and his chakras at 30,000. So he wasted a lot of points on mostly chakra. Why? Because he has a plan. Now, how many skill points that he has right now is just 54. He had about 150 to now 54. So you can do the math because I'm not gonna go through it again. But yeah. So yeah, Boruto is now this strong, and well, Boruto has his plan. So of course the graduation is about to happen and all that. But Boruto, he writes a note, and he makes 2 notes actually. One is actually gonna be for Hinawari and all that, and has a seal tag in it, a seal thing in it. That Boruto puts something in it, and also, well, another note, and this note would be for someone. Now Boruto just made like a lot of noise during the village, just pranking them a lot. And of course, Ambus was told to go get Boruto for just doing a lot of things. And, well, of course, when a lot of people were kind of like, how should I say? When Boruto was doing all that, Naruto was, well, not Naruto. He actually kind of went after what's called Boruto, because Boruto was telling him about something. Now, not Boruto, I meant the Ambus. Oh my days, not Hiyashi, I meant the Ambus going after Boruto, okay? So, Boruto, he goes up towards the same ledge where, what's it called, Shinsui decided to take suicide. If you know where this is going. So yeah, Boruto, well, for the Ambus, it looks like Boruto just committed, suicide. He committed slower slide. Yeah, Boruto just stabbed himself, and of course, on the heart. He stabbed himself in the heart, and fell down. Of course, yeah. He fell down, from that he just stabbed himself, and then fell over. In front, not backwards. And all the Ambus were shocked to seeing that Ambu just what's it called? All the Ambus were shocked that Boruto just committed suicide. Of course, with that happening, Boruto is, well, that was the skill that he used. Now, the skill does consume 5 chakra every time the illusion's up. Now, well, not up. How should I say? That is real. Boruto just died. He committed suicide. All Ambus went after it, found the body, and decided to bring it back to the, the 7 Hokage. Naruto was shocked. Of course, Hiyashi, Hanabi, and Hinawari were shocked. But Hinawari, yeah, everyone was shocked. The next couple of days, everyone was sort of depressed because Boruto just committed suicide. Everyone thinks that everyone thought, everyone thinking, yeah, he just committed suicide. Everyone had a depressed time because the son of, the 7 Hokage just committed suicide. Satoru was depressed. Like, she was sort of depressed, sad, and all that. Same with, Tsundere. She was sad, and she got the necklace, the last remaining hope of Boruto. And, yeah. Boruto also did sort of gave, Satoru a necklace, like a red one, saying, yeah, here you go. Sort of just being nice because, yeah, since Satoru did help him out, but yeah. A bunch of people were shocked. And yeah, they were saddened as hell. Of course, Hiyashi. When he kind of got the note of what Boruto had on his, jacket. He had it stuffed in his jacket. Now, Of course, Hiyashi decides to read this note. To my last breathing on Earth, if I do die and commit suicide, it's just cause I was so much up in a depressed state. My mother has just died, or not died. She's sick, and who isn't there to actually see her? Well, my father. With that happening, I'm just thinking that my father really didn't care about me at all. That old bastard didn't care about anyone. He only cared about this damn village and all that. So what I thought about it, this is Barto's own words. Barto just said, in these words of mine, he can have his village. I would rather die than be living in a village where he wants to make us suffer than anyone else suffer. So of course, Naruto was sort of fearing Hiyashi reading these words. And of course, a bunch of people were sort of sad in the fact that, yeah, they're seeing the Seven Hokage in a different light. And Hiyashi keeps reading, saying, with that happening, if I did commit a suicide. Suicide. I'm fucking it up. Suicide. Yeah, suicide. I don't know why I say suicide. Suicide. Then I would just hope everyone the best of luck. I hope no one is too attached to me. I know I'm sorry, sis, but I hope you can, accept the fact that I'm dead. And I hope you become strong. The end. And also, there's a little last PS for Boruto. PS, fuck you, Seven Hokage! Suck at it. So yeah, that was his last, stuff and all that. And of course, he did mention about his swords. Well, the swords that his grandfather bought, that he sealed them away, far away. And of course, that's because he wants to be buried in the forest. Not in the what's called Leaf Village Cemetery or whatever. He wants to be buried far away, a piece of land the Hyugas can have, and the Hyugas can only, visit there. That only visit there. No Uzumaki, no one can visit. So yeah, Hiyashi, gets this land from Naruto, because Naruto, that's the only thing that he can do. Of course, a lot of people are kind of saddened with this. Also, on the note, it did say that, also, if you want to be a damn Hokage, don't have a freaking family. That's what Boruto said. So yeah. It said in the note that also in the back, because people read it, P.S. again, if you're trying to become a Hokage, for the love of God, don't have kids, because you would just ruin their life, their happiness. It's better if you don't have anyone, because it's better if you're sad and depressed, because if you have anyone, you're going to make your kids sad and depressed, because you're not there anytime. So, for future reference, make this a damn rule, and no Hokage can have a kid, because you just make them depressed. You make your children depressed, and make them revolution hate you, and also, depressed enough for the same thing that I probably did. So, yeah. Which everyone does think of now making that a rule. So, yeah. That's actually a rule that's gonna happen for Konoha. If you're becoming a Hokage, you cannot have children. If you're thinking of becoming a Hokage, you better hope you ain't having children. Because if you have children, you can't become Hokage. Yeah, that's gonna be a requirement. So, yeah, with that happening, Naruto's still gonna become the Hokage. He's still the Hokage. It's just like his popular, people believe in him and all that he's the greatest and all that, kind of went down a little bit. Because since Boruto died, and Boruto did have a lot of people, sort of surrounding and all that, of course, people just kind of stopped believing in the fact that Naruto Uzumaki is the greatest and he kind of saved a lot of people. Yeah, I know. If Boruto was just depressed, he just committed suicide. So yeah, that happens. Of course, people did Sakura did try to heal him. That didn't work. Tsunade tried to also heal him. And also said in the note, if I somehow become a Tensei, Edo Tensei, or decide to be resurrected by some kind of mean bullshit, just saying. And if I can't remember anything of what happened to that time, I'm just saying. The seven Hokage or someone just decides to resurrect me so they could actually get their population back. So yeah, that's another thing that Boruto just decided to put on the note. But yeah. With that happening, Tsunade and no one can actually heal him at all. So of course, this is where the Hyugas, they have, well, sort of, they have the grave and all that. Of course, this is where they bought like a little piece of land and all that, and put sort of Bartol's like dead body in there. It took 2 days for it to, well, for all of for all of the people to stop crying and all that. There's still a bunch of people there were crying. In fact, of the whole they see Bart's dead body and all that, and everyone is just sad and all that. Now, what I mentioned why this actually took 2 days to bury Bart's body, because it's 48 hours, right? 2 days is 48 hours, and Barto has about 30,000 chakra points. Well, not 30,000 chakra points, but 30,000. And the ability that Barto has, the illusion of body and all that, that takes 5 chakra points every time, every like couple of hours. So Boruto only wasted about like 6,000 chakra from the whole 30 for only 48 hours. And now, of course, Boruto just, well, I mean, that's probably the math. I really can't do math. It's right now 12 o'clock and I probably suck at it. So yeah, I'm just saying, I probably fucked it up or something. But yeah, Boruto, that's how much chakra he wasted. And Boruto says, well, I will leave. I will come back. So Boruto, he left. He disappeared. He used a skill called stealth. So of course he went invisible and left out of the village. No one actually suspected him to be in the village. He's dead already. So yeah, this is where Hinawari is crying her like eyes out, hating her father, being a sort of revolution and all that. And when she's on her pillow, like kind of crying on it, she feels something underneath it, like a paper. So she takes it out, and she sees like this paper sort of folded up and all that. So of course she like unfolds it, and it's a note from Boruto Uzumaki, or Boruto Hyuga. What it says in the note: "Hello sis, it's me, Boruto. I'm not really dead, but I need you to keep that quiet from everyone until the Chunin exams. Probably that would take 8 months. Probably. I kind of did went into the Ombu headquarters and took a lot of things and read that, yeah, tuning exam will be in 8 months. I want you to become very strong. Train in the gentle fist. Train in anything. When I come back, I want to see you become very strong. Don't cry over the fact that I faked my own death. I'm sorry about that. But that's the only way for me to become stronger, if I just leave the Leaf Village. I'm sorry, Hinawari. I'm just sorry. You probably hate me. You probably just despise me. You probably just... I'm sorry." So Boruto just said, "But please train. Please become stronger. Please. I want to see you bigger than I, or probably." Right now I'm 5'3", and if I'm probably skyscraper from now on, yeah, you can call me whatever. But I'm sorry. I have to become stronger. I have to find a potion for our mother so she can wake up from her eternalist sleep. That's how I'm calling it now. Yeah. But goodbye, Hinari. I will see you in 8 months. That's what the note says. And it says Sincere Boruto Hyuga. And Hinawari just kind of not tell anyone about the notes, and she decides from that day on. Of course, the graduation is still happening. People are kind of just doing all that. People are kind of training very hard for the graduation. Like some people that weren't actually gonna be the what's called ninjas and all that, they were gonna go into graduation, blah blah blah. Like some of Boruto's classmates, like they didn't want to become ninjas and all that. It's just like in the original canon, how in the interview and all that with Kakashi being that fall thing and all that. Yeah, people kind of, so yeah, you get the point. So when it came to the Kakashi exam, blah blah blah, yeah, that's still happened. Team 7 was formed, but of course, this is where Hinawari decides to be on Team 7. Well, not on Team 7. Hinawari, that wasn't, well, no, not Hinawari, but someone else decides to go on, well, Team 7. This is actually a cousin, well, sort of a cousin, sort of, how should I say, not a cousin, but in the Hyuga branch, there was two Hyugas that were 12 years old, and they didn't go to the academy, but they were recommended to be on Team 7. Because how Boruto died. And Hinawari is not old enough to do it, so yeah. So yeah, that happens. Hinawari from that day decided to train hard enough. So she will definitely show everyone that she will be strong enough. Stronger than anyone, even if that means trying to surpass her brother. Now this is where we do an 8-month time skip. A full-on 8-month time skip. When the whole, what's called, the tuning exams happened. So yeah. So, this is where we begin in the tuning exam. We begin when Hinawari actually did join it and decides to replace the fact that Boruto had to go against that Shinki, that's his name, right? The Iron Sand user. And Sadara was the one to fight him. Sadara and Hinawari. Sadara doesn't know about Hinawari's skills, but Hinawari has been training till this day and showed that everyone that she was strong just like her brother and even might be stronger than her father and all that. And so she actually managed to, well, almost defeat Shinki. Like, Shinki uses Iron Sand, and of course what Hinawari does is use a, what's called, rotation, but as a sword. Like, she doesn't use it as a defense, but actually an attack. And actually managed to break through the Iron Sand, and then uses Air Palm, and then uses other techniques that are, well, the Gentle Fist, but more deadlier. With using other, like, chalk natures, like Water Style and all that. Lightning Style. So, yeah. Of course, this is where Hinawari decides to use a lot of Lightning Style to, well, break through the freaking Iron Sand by just heating it over it, and when the magnet doesn't actually work, the magnet style. And then she just decides to punch him in the face. Shinki was amazed with this girl, like, realizing that she is the daughter of, well, the 7th Hokage. And of course, Gaara's amazed of, well, Naruto's, like, daughter. And of course, the Kages kind of already realized that Boruto, well, Naruto did, like, mention that Boruto committed suicide. And of course, like, trying to talk about Boruto is a sensitive topic. So yeah, with that happening, no one really talks about it. So of course, Hinawari is actually going against Mitsuki next. Well, yeah, I'm gonna just say Mitsuki kind of surpassed the attack, blah blah blah. So yeah, she's going against Mitsuki, and of course she managed to win. And I say, yay, I'll become the strongest. And Sarah and Tsundere is actually amazed. Sarah Tsundere is actually sitting next to, well, what's called Yoridu? What is her name? Wait, what? So both Tsundere and Sarah are sitting next to Yodo. And of course, when Hinawari was cheering and all that, this is where Momoshiki and Kimushi start attacking. And of course, Naruto kind of just starts fighting them. But this is where Sasuke and Naruto kind of fights against Momoshiki right now. Hinawari is kind of just scared, but in this time, both Naruto and Naruto and Sasuke kind of gets thrown back with, like, a bunch of rods in them. Naruto has a bunch of rods, and Sasuke kind of gets pinned to the wall also. Gaara and the others try to attack them, but of course, Momoshiki does, like, suck all their, like, chakra attacks and all that, with, like, his hand and all that. Eats them all. And of course, Momoshiki lands there and grabs Hinawari from the throat and saying, ha ha ha, so Ninetales, is this your daughter or something? Like, he's just laughing and all that. So, Boruto. Where is Boruto right now? Well, there's things that kind of changed. Boruto has just saw all of this, and well, he is just standing on the tallest building, and that is well on top of everything. The Utsutsuki do not see Boruto, and no one else sees Boruto. But Boruto, when he saw the Utsutsuki Momoshiki puts his hands on Hinawari's throat and just laughing. This is where Boruto showed up and just slapped Momoshiki's arm and then bitch smacks Momoshiki out of the way. So Boruto, what he is right now, just slap Momoshiki. Kimoshiki's right now was sort of right next to Momoshiki, and of course Kimishiki tries to attack Boruto. Boruto kicks Kimishiki also into the wall of where Momoshiki's at, and what's it called? Riki Shiki, whatever his name was. Again, the one with the fish tries to attack Boruto by using the fish and trying to grab his chakra or whatever. Boruto grabs the fishing line and all that, and pulls in that Utsutsuki and then like elbows him in the face, knocking him into a wall. Now everyone is shocked. Who is this person, and why is this person helping them? Now of course Himawari is kind of scared of this person and all that, cause Boruto, how tall he is, he's about 6'1", and he sort of looks like Song Jin-won a little bit. He still has his hair black and all that, but his aura isn't blue, it's purple. He has the heart of the Shadow Monarch. Yes, he does have that. So yeah. Also, does he have what's called all of like Song Jin-won's like what's called main or the main what's it called commander, how should I say, what's it, Bart? I'm fucked up this name, but the ant. Yes, he still has it. He has fought through so many dungeons and became way stronger. Boruto sort of has a scar. Where does he have a scar? Well, sort of on his eye, like on his pure eye. He still has that and all that. He got it from when he was fighting, well, what's it called? The ant and all that. But yeah, it healed, but he didn't let it heal. Boruto, why he didn't let the scar kind of heal is because he just thought of it looking cool. But then he just said, nah, I'm gonna just let it heal. So yeah, it healed fully. So Boruto just looks like fully like Song Jin-won. And of course, Hinawari's kind of scared, and Boruto says, don't be afraid, sister. You've been so tall. You got so tall. So in the original canon, she would be like 4 feet, but for this, she's about like 4'9". She's pretty tall for being, well, a 10-year-old. And Boruto is still 12 years old, and he is just tall as hell. Boruto just laughs and says, kind of pokes what's it called, Hinawari, like in her like forehead, using like Itachi does to Sasuke. Okay, that's what he does, and saying, "Come on, little sis, you can't believe you forgot about me," and just pats Hinawari's head and all that. And of course, Hinawari is just like sort of wondering why this person's patting her head and who this person calling sister and your older brother. And then Hinawari realized why she was training for so long. She remembers a letter saying, "I will come back in 8 months. Don't worry." I never break my promise. And also, Hinawari did kind of channel chakra into the seal, because there was a seal on that paper, and pops out the little necklace that's, well, far to bother. It was a bluish and pinkish necklace. So yeah, Boruto just say, "It seems like you are wearing the necklace I bought you 8 months ago." And Hinawari says, Boruto? Boruto says, he smiles. She can sort of see the smile and all that. And Boruto says, "Well, you actually remember me." Pat, pat, pat. And she's like, "Boruto, you meanie, why did you do that? Why?" Like, she's hugging him and all that. And this is where Momoshiki, Kimishiki, and also, damn, I should realize how to fuck. So, Kimishiki, Oroshiki, and Momoshiki gets back up and says, "You bastard, whoever the hell you are truly pissing me off, human. Boruto, like he turns back around, takes off his hood, and says, "Oh really? Am I really pissing him off?" Everyone is surprised. Everyone, I mean like everyone is shocked. Even Naruto, he is shocked. Harari is happy, is saying, "Big brother, what's called not Big brother Naruto, Big brother Boruto." And of course, the Utsutsuki says, "Do you really think we are scared of you?" Boruto uses Artorian, what's it called? Artorian, he uses rulers of Torian or whatever that is. It's a power like telekinesis and all that. And he just smashes the Utsutsukis to the ground. They're like, "What the?" Boruto says, "You bastards dare try to hurt my sister. I'll show you the power of mine." And Boruto, he just said, "You bastards will never, ever mess with my power." Of course, this is where Boruto says, "I'll show you the power of what I have. Arise." This is where Boruto summons out, well, all of his, well, shadows. Multiple shadows, kind of going from the Uchihas that he kind of killed and also brought back to life, to Igorous, Iron, Tusk, Tank, and even... I'm gonna have to search out how to say that. Wait. He even brings out Baron, who's actually a shadow elite of his. Now, would he have, well, what's called the Black Heart? Yes, he still has it. He did manage to kind of control it. But is he gonna become the full Shadow Monarch? Are you actually gonna say about that in the comments? Well, he is gonna, well, do that. But in a later time, I have an idea where it's actually gonna happen. But yeah. Now Boruto, he uses Domain of the Monarch. So yeah. I didn't actually know that was actually an ability until I'm reading right here saying that that's actually an ability of his, Domain Monarch. I know about Shadow Exchange, Shadow Save, Shadow Extract and all that. But I never, must have fucking missed that reading, but yeah. Domain Monarch. All his shadows become to black to purple black, or wait, yeah, to blue black to purple black. So yeah, and of course the Utsutsukis were shocked of the army, and why they were shocked is cause this isn't the first time they encounter a monarch. This is not the first time. Why? It's cause they have fought the original what's it called? Let me say it again. The original Shadow Monarch with also the other monarchs, and also have fought, well, the fragments of, well, not fragments of light, the what's it called, rulers or something like that, or not rulers, rules. With that happening, all of the Utsukis are right now just stumbling, just being fear. They have so much fear, especially Momoshiki. He has so much PTSD, because when he was way younger, his parents sort of fought against, well, the true Shadow Monarch, and they got killed instantly and turned into his army. Of course, this is why there's not many Utsutsukis, cause they fought against the Monarch and also the Lights, the Ruler Lights or something like that. So yeah, they really don't want to fight the Monarch or the Ruler Lights that much, because they would get their ass kicked that much. So yeah, when the Utsutsuki just felt that much pressure power, they were just like, no. Momoshiki screams, no, I refuse to believe it. No. And Par just says, "Oh, believe it, Momoshiki. Yes, I know your name, Momoshiki. Now, you became older, you will definitely become my army." Momoshiki says, "No, get away from me, get away." Oroshiki and Kimishiki sort of are just kind of amazed that a human can make, well, Momoshiki afraid. Momoshiki's a higher elite, that's how I'm gonna put him. And Kimishiki says, "Momoshiki, do it." And Momoshiki does like absorb the guy into becoming a fruit. and says, I will kill you. I don't care. You might be the Shadow Monarch, death or whatever. I will kill you. I don't care if you are the strongest. Barge was already in front of him, grabbing putting his hand over Momoshiki's face and smashing it to the ground. Uroshiki was shocked the fact that Momoshiki got easily taken out, even in his powerful state form when he absorbed Kimishiki. Uroshiki was like, please, let me go. He's trying to get away. He fell down and trying to get away from Baruto. And Baruto says, you're not going anywhere. Boruto. And Boruto just came out of nowhere and says, yes sir, kill him. Boruto goes and already kills him. Just killing him fully. Just clawing him and killing him easily. So yeah. With that happening, Baruto just said, Momoshiki, are you okay? He's just looking at him down. Momoshiki says, you bastard, you're just strong. I knew I couldn't go against you, Shadow Monarch of Death. Baruto smiles. He says, I know, right? I'm this strong. Well, you're gonna have to die for touching my sister. And Momoshiki says, I guess I am. And I can't put a karma seal on you, can I? You are his reincarnation. Meaning that I will not be able to put a karma seal on you at all. Because I will easily just get killed by him. Well, kill me then. Baruto says, oh, you don't need to worry about you living longer. You will definitely be a good asset to my army. Fuck off. Now die. Baruto pulls out his, katana. And it's still the same katana just a long time ago. I forgot what I call it. The Ishii Shadow Sword? Yeah, that's what I call him. And of course, Baruto just slices, Momoshiki's head off. Killing him off. Of course, this is where Baruto uses the shadows to, what's it called? So, Baruto just, easily killed them and also turned them into shadow soldiers. Uroshiki and Momoshiki has been turned into, soldiers for Baruto. And Baruto saved them in his, shadow save. And Baruto tells all the shadows to come back, and all of them did. Well, he didn't bring that many. He only brought, what's called, barrier. Yeah, that's what he called it. Got him back. That's all he needed. He didn't need an army. And so, Baruto goes up to Himawari and just hugs her and says, I'm so happy you're here. You became so much stronger. Himawari says, wait a minute. Did you see me fight and not decide to come and congratulate me? Baruto says, I didn't see you fight. What? No, that's not what I did. And Himawari says, fine, then fight me. And Baruto says, but, would you really like to fight? And of course she said, yes, fight me, spar with me. I'm gonna show you that I have become stronger. And of course Baruto says, fine. So, Himawari does activate her Byakugan, and Baruto, he activates his own. Now, yes, Baruto does have his own Byakugan. He unlocked it as a skill, and it is, involved into, instead of having, what's it called? So, you know how the Byakugan is let me show you. Okay, it's similar to this purple Byakugan, but it's darker purple and sort of black in the middle, and around it's black also. But yeah, Baruto's, that's his Byakugan, and of course this is where Himawari does activate, Hinata's, blue tigers, and says, at least I got mom's, tiger fists, what's in all that. And of course, everyone is kind of shocked because they never see that, they didn't see those attacks Himawari kind of used against, Shinki. Now, Baruto's amazed, but Baruto says, I'm interested. You actually did those. I haven't actually learned those. So I made my own. He just does it with one hand. He doesn't even do it with his left hand. He does it with his right hand. And he focused enough chakra towards it, and it glows purple instead of blue. And instead of being, well, a tiger, it's a dragon. And he says, well, I meant to say lions. I thought they were tigers, but they're not. They're called the gentle step twin lion fist. That's what he's. That's what she said. And Boruto says, gentle step, one dragon, one dragon fist. And of course, Hinawari just says, bring it on, Boruto. And Boruto charges at her pretty fast. Like, she didn't realize it, but she tried to block with the gentle lion fist at both. She just charged him at both at the purple, what's it called, purple gentle fist. And he easily broke through the fist of the lion. Both of them. Breaking through the chakra and actually just, destroying the chakra pretty easily. And instead of hitting Hinawari in the head, like fully in the head, Boruto turns out the chakra and just pokes her in the head. And she said, ow! Wow, are you just playing with me? Boruto says, no. Why would I? I kind of just lost some chakra when I did it. Besides, I fought 2 against Utsutsuki. I can't really fight against you right now. I'm out of chakra. Which is just bullshit. Not Naruto. Boruto has about 10 million chakra on his points. Like, he has a lot. His strength, speed, everything's off the charts now. So yeah, Boruto said, how about this, Hinawari? Instead of fighting you, I give you money. Like, he pulls out like 10 yen, and she just said, are you serious? No? Okay. 100 yen. And she's like, no. 100k yen. She's like, are you trying to bribe me? Fine. 10 billion. Well, let me say that again. 100 billion yen. Will you accept this? So what Boruto's doing, think of this as reverse villain. The main character kind of just bribed his sister to stop being annoying with money and all that. And Hinawari just takes the money. He's like, you took the money. Bye, sis. And she says, damn it, Boruto. And Boruto's right now next to, Tsundere, Sadara, and, Yodo. And Boruto's saying, so, Tsundere, I see that you actually still have, the necklace I gave you 8 months ago. And Tsundere turns around and she is, A, happy to see Boruto, that he isn't dead. B, pissed at Boruto. Well, I mean, both Sadara and Tsundere both see him. They are pissed, happy, and kind of amazed that he isn't dead. And Sadara and Tsundere tries to punch against Boruto. Boruto just dodges, and right now it's just next to Yodo, and he says, hey there, I haven't seen you around here. So, where are you from? Yodo say, I'm from the Sand Village. Oh, that's cool. Boruto is just ignoring both Tsundere and Sadara. Tries to punch against Boruto again, but of course Boruto dodges, and is right now next to Shikadai. Shikadai is like, what a fucking drag. Are you saying Boruto isn't dead? At least he's not dead. Boruto says, yeah, seems to I'm not dead. Yep. Shikadai says, holy shit, you're so fucking fast. Awabi says, you're not dead. I'm gonna punch the shit out of you for fucking making us believe you're dead. Boruto dodges, and of course Awabi says, fight me then. And Boruto says, how about I give you these S-rank scrolls of Earth style, and we call that a tide. And Awabi just says, damn. Fuck it, give me the fucking scrolls. It's a nice doing business with you, bye. Everyone is shocked, especially Naruto. Naruto, he's sort of crying, sad, and realized that his son isn't dead. He just didn't want to deal with this shit. Sasuke is one of the most amazed people because he basically took out 3 Utsutsukis that both, sort of one Utsutsuki that both Naruto and him had trouble with. So yeah, he's just amazed with Boruto's power. Now Boruto is just like, he goes back down and says, Hinawari, I finally found a what's it called, potion for mom. I finally found a potion for her to wake up from the eternal sleep or slumber. And Hinawari says, really? Yep. Let's go to mom. Yeah. So of course Boruto, instead of like boats just running towards it, Boruto says, arise, a dragon appeared, and just roars. Everyone says, that's a fucking dragon. And then Boruto says, get on the dragon, Hinawari. And Hinawari says, come on, get on the dragon. And Hinawari does it. And Boruto says, go dragon. So it flies towards the hospital, and both Boruto and Hinawari just jumps down. And the dragon goes back into Boruto's shadow. And Boruto says, let's go to mom. Of course, this is where Hinata's sort of in the emergency room, and of course, more paler and sick and all that. And Boruto, like, gets out the potion from the, what's called inventory, and puts, like, the drink in, well, not the drink. She's like, let me say that again. He puts the, what's called, glass up to, Hinata's mouth and all that, and just start pouring it. Of course, Hinata, she is just there, and of course, this is where, like, they hear, like, she just woken up from the sleep, and she sees both Boruto and Hinawari right next to her bed. And, well, Hinata says, Hinawari, Boruto, how are you two? Hinawari and Boruto just started crying and just got on their mom and just started hugging. And of course, Hinata is like smiling and all that. And so she kind of gets up a little bit from her bed. And of course, Boruto says, Mom, calm down. You just woken up from a disease that's called the eternal slumber. I managed to bring you back from that eternal slumber. It took me 8 months. Hinata was shocked that Boruto has just been working really hard and actually had a good look at her work, to her children. Boruto is as a fucking tall as a skyscraper. And same with Hinawari, they both grown. And if it's been 8 months, or Boruto says it's actually been 10 months, but I left the village 8 months ago. And Hinawari, I trained for 8 months. And Hinata is kind of shocked hearing the story that Boruto has kind of went into an adventure, tried to find the potion, kind of left out a lot of details, but yeah, about his system power. But realized that Boruto knows that he is, well, someone that's the Shadow Monarch, you know that. Sort of reincarnation, blah blah blah. Not reincarnation, but someone that was supposed to be reincarnated to Boruto, but the system came, blah blah blah. You get the point. Now, of course, Hinata's amazed with both Boruto's and Hinawari's progress and power and all that, and trying to help her. And of course, Hinata, she's sort of like still fragile from the whole internal sleep and all that. So of course, Boruto, he like summons one of his shadow, what's called shadow soldiers, and which one he actually summons was. So of course, he just summons one of the common shadow soldiers to like carry Hinata. And of course, Hinata is sort of like fragile and all that. And Boruto sort of like heals her using like a skill called healing. Of course, this skill is very like powerful at heal. It's level already the max level, and that is 10. All his skills are like max level 10. And with that happening, Boruto already heals her. Like, she has no more like sort of fragile chakra coils and all that. And also, she can eat without like feeling pain that much. So yeah. So a bunch of nerves has like, I mean, being asleep for 8 months, you are truly not dead much, but yeah, you get the point. She was on medication, but yeah, you get the point. That didn't really help. But the heal did kind of heal her and all that. The potion to get rid of all diseases. So yeah. And Hinata just eating and all that with, well, Hinawari and Boruto. And Hinata just stops eating and all that. And of course, they go towards outside the village. Well, not outside the village, outside the hospital, and go towards her house. Well, they go towards the Hyuga compound first, because there's where Boruto and Hinawari has been living. Well, Boruto left the village 8 months ago, kinda having a fake death. This is where Hinata has heard about, like, Boruto kind of telling her a lot of things about his life and all that, and yeah. Hinata kind of disappointed the fact that Boruto had to commit suicide, but it was only false to show that he was, well, faking death and all that. But yeah, everyone is shocked the fact that Hinata is now out of her sleep. Sasuke and like others, like Rock Lee, Kiba, are just shocked, and they go up to Hinata and say, Hinata, are you okay? Are you a Genjutsu? Release. Oh wait, you're not. Hinata just laughs and she says, it's just my oldest son decided to bring me back. I'm so happy for him. A strong young man, isn't he? Of course, Boruto just kind of glares at them a little bit. So it just doesn't really bat an eye that much. And of course, it's where Naruto goes up to Boruto. And Boruto's right now just telling Hinawari that how strong you become. You probably, how should I say, are easily gonna beat up every guy out there. Boruto saying. And Hinawari just says, why would I beat them up? Boruto says, in due time, you will know the pain of, like, well, people being annoying. And Hinawari just says, okay, big brother. She's just happy that her older brother and now her mother are back into her life. This is where Naruto comes and with Anbus, telling Boruto that did you just Boruto, for your crime of forcing death and also blah blah blah, all that, you are under arrest. Boruto says, fuck you. I found a potion for mother to come back. You can't do shit to me. And Naruto says, what did he say? Boruto fucking kicks Naruto in the stomach, already sending him across the village. All the Amos are like, you bastard. Then they felt this ominous pressure, just like Boruto says, you want to talk shit, I'll break all your fucking necks. They were like, okay, never mind. So yeah, they didn't do shit. So yeah, Naruto is just knocked the fuck out. This is where Sasuke says, it's a good chance that you don't want to actually fight him, because if he already took out two Tsutsukis, or should I say, yeah, two Tsutsukis, it's a good chance you don't want to fight him, Naruto. So stop the whole bullshit like being Hokage and actually don't fight your son, because he's probably gonna murder you. So yeah, that happened. Now Naruto's in the hospital for a couple days, and yeah, Boruto's back and everyone is still glaring at him for the fact that he falls his death and all that. But Boruto doesn't care. He got his mother back, he can care less. And he's already that strong that he can pretty easily take out Sasuke and Naruto out. Even if Naruto went into KCM, Boruto is easily gonna whoop his ass. So yeah. Of course, after a couple of days, everyone got back to like living life and all that, but some people still just try to talk to Boruto and all that. Boruto, he goes to sleep. He doesn't care about anyone. He falls asleep for about a week, and of course, Hinata thinks that he probably had the internal sleep or something like that. Boruto said, nah. When she tells Boruto to wake up, Boruto wakes up. He's like, yes. And Hinata's amazed, and she then asks, why were you sleeping for so long? Boruto says, I'm just extremely tired. Trying to find a potion for you to actually wake up took so long. I'm just happy you're back. So yeah. And also, what's it called? Naruto is like out of the hospital after that week, go back home, and then told Boruto that instead of you doing that whole suspension, being in jail, or blah blah blah, you will be a genin ninja. Boruto says, no thanks. I really don't care. All I care is about mom being back. I don't care about being a ninja. Well, not Bart, but Naruto's just shocked. Hinari says, so, big brother, would you teach me those different techniques? Bart just like, explain, teach. And of course, Hinari just falls down, and is like, you're gonna teach me them, and you're gonna freaking help me. Bart just says, if you defeat Naruto, I will teach you to them. And of course, Hinari, like, acted by Byakugan and sees Naruto. And Naruto goes, Boruto, what are you doing? Boruto fucking dip. He fucking ran. Naruto's chasing after Boruto and Hinari's chasing after Naruto. So yeah, it's basically a chase down, and Hinata's just laughing and all that. Now, of course, Boruto's like fucking running. Of course, he sees Tsundere and Sadara just talking and all that. And he just like goes into the bush and hides using stealth. Of course, Naruto doesn't know where freaking Boruto went. And of course, Hinari's like, come here, Dad, I'm gonna beat you up so I can get those techniques for Big Brother to teach me. And of course, Naruto fucking runs. This is where Boruto gets out of stealth and actually goes up to Tsundere and Sadara. And Boruto says, yo. Both Tsundere and Sadara just looks at Boruto, kind of pissed. Still pissed. And Boruto dodges the punches and just kind of grabs both of the punches and says, can you please stop already? And both Tsundere and Sadara just says, how can we stop when you fake your death and they can't really talk, and Boruto is just like, and what? Shut up, I don't care. Of course, after a while, after Naruto getting his ass kicked by his own daughter and his own son pretty easily, he still kind of asks Boruto to be a ninja. And Boruto says, okay, what ninja team am I going to be on? So, Team 7, Sadara and Mitsuki, and also 2 Hyuga members named Milena Hyuga and Azuluniona Hyuga. And Boruto says, screw it, I don't care. Boruto, the next day happens, and Boruto's now Team 7. Of course, Konohama has to explain that he's now the new member of Team 7, and yeah. Of course, Sadara just looks at Boruto, death glares at him, and Boruto just waves at her, kinda just being scared of her. So yeah, this is actually where I'm gonna leave it off. Have a nice potato day, potato sleep. Also, if you're gonna ask for part 4, I probably can't do part 4 for this, is because I'm not that far into Boruto. The only arc I managed to get is to Momoshiki's, and that's all. Any of the other arcs, well, yeah, I probably can't get that far. I haven't been that far in the anime of Boruto. And the farthest I've been in the manga is where they talk about the new villains or whatever. But yeah, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato sleep, potato sleep. Yeah, potato night, potato sleep, potato. Yeah, have a nice potato. I will probably upload what if Boruto had legendary and mythical creatures or summonings animals tomorrow, or I will probably do what if Boruto went rogue, or what if Boruto ate the Ito no Mi. What if Boruto was the reincarnation of Madara? I need to watch more so I can actually understand what am I gonna do. But yeah. Also, I'm gonna do these what ifs. So yeah, I gotta do a lot of what if. Also this one. But yeah, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato sleep.